You know, a lot of experts say you're not supposed to beat your children, but I got beat a lot as a kid. Trust me, I did a lot of wrong too. And one of the things that, my father asking me to go get his belt taught me was that no matter who or what it is, I am responsible for my own actions. Thusly, I am responsible for the consequences of my own actions. And this story coming to us from NJ.com really just leads me to back to my childhood, where a major theme in the house growing up was that, no matter what your friends say, no matter what your friends do, you're accountable for what happens to you. Abusive girlfriend urged college student from New Jersey to kill himself, prosecutors say. She's facing charges. Now, this is being brought to us by the Associated Press. A former Boston college student who had complete and total control over her boyfriend, a college student from New Jersey, has been indicted on an involuntary manslaughter charge for encouraging him to take his own life, Boston's top prosecutor said Monday. Inyoung, 21, was physically, verbally, and psychologically abusive to fellow Boston college student Alexander Urtula. I want to say Urtula. During an 18-month relationship, Suffolk District Attorney Rachel Rowlands said at a news conference, "You sent your Chola." Oh, okay, not me sent, but you. Her last name's you. Sent Uchola, 22 of Cedar Grove, more than 47,000 text messages in the last 2 months of the relationship, including many urging him to go kill yourself or go die, Rollins said, who also tracked Uchola and was nearby when he died in Boston on May 20th, the day of his Boston College graduation. Many of the messages display the power dynamic of the relationship, wherein Miss Yu made demands and threats with the understanding that she had complete and total control over Mr. Urtola, both mentally and emotionally, Rollins said. So this is them right there. She ain't bad. She's no Gogo Yubari from Kill Bill, but yeah, she ain't bad. But man, bruh, come on, Alex, you should have had a little bit more swag to you, bruh. You, every time they say you in this article, it throws me off. You isolated Urtela from friends and family and was aware of the depression and suicidal thoughts brought on by her abuse, the district attorney said. Yu is in her native South Korea, and it is unclear when she will be arraigned. Prosecutors are in negotiation with Yu's counsel to get her to return to the United States voluntarily, but if she does not, Rollins said, she will start extradition proceedings. Representatives who could speak for Yu could not immediately be located. A spokesman for Rollins said he could not disclose the name of Yu's counsel. Urtolo was a biology major who had completed his coursework and was working as a researcher at a hospital in New York at the time of his death, Boston College spokesman Jack Dunn said in an emailed statement. He was also active in the Philippine Society of Boston College, an organization of Filipino American students. Yu studied every time. You studied economics at Boston College and had been scheduled to graduate next May, but withdrew in August, Dunn said. The case is reminiscent of that of Michelle Carter, the Massachusetts woman who was sentenced to 15 months in jail after she was convicted in 2017 of involuntary manslaughter for using text messages and phone calls to encourage her boyfriend, Conrad Roy, to kill himself in 2014. Rollins acknowledged similarities between Yu's case and Carter's case, but said there were significant differences as well, such as the complete control Yu had over Urtela. Carter's lawyers maintained her texts were constitutionally protected free speech. Her conviction was upheld by the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court, but has been appealed in the U.S. Supreme Court, which hasn't yet decided whether it will take up the case. This is sad, man. This is really sad. Because why switch to files? I don't know. See, they always got to hit you with some type of advertisement, right? I just wanted to see like the little stills of the quote unquote happy couple, but that's apparently not happening. Oh, wait, okay, there we go. It won't go away though. Yeah, so that's the relationship. Let's hear what they got to say.
And Sade officials say in the last 2 months of Alexander Urtula's short life, the couple exchanged more than 75,000 text messages, many of them described as abusive. Tonight, prosecutors in Boston are using that as part of their evidence to charge a young woman with the suicide of her boyfriend, claiming she pushed him relentlessly to end his life.
That abuse became more frequent and more powerful and more demeaning in the days and hours leading up to Mr. Urtula's untimely death.
What should have been the crowning moment of a young student's life, his graduation from college, turned into the darkest nightmare for his family. On May 20th this past spring, 22-year-old Alexander Urtula jumped from a parking garage to his death in Roxbury, Massachusetts.
Damn, he jumped at that? Oof, yikes. This is part of the reason why I brought up the, self-sufficiency that was instilled in me from a young age by my dad, because, at the end of the day, you can't allow people to have this type of control over you. You have to be able to stand up for yourself amongst your friends and even to your parents to an extent. But to give this young lady this type of control, to whereas, her words could just make him, could lead him to committing such an act, is ridiculous. I mean, my man, you never thought about changing your phone number? I mean, she's not, like I say, she's not an unattractive chick, but at the same time, if this is the way that she rocking with it, then be on your way. I mean, and I would say this for anyone in any type of relationship like this. If you have someone who's being so I don't particularly believe in emotional abuse, but I'm callous like that. There's a lot of people who are insanely sensitive, and if you find yourself in this position, then let her go. Leave it be. There's no future there, obviously, right?
Degree from Boston College.
An initial search of Mr. Urtula's cell phone led to an extensive investigation in which Suffolk County prosecutors and the MBTA Transit Police detectives determined that Miss Yu was physically, verbally, and psychologically abusive toward Mr. Urtula during their 18-month-long relationship.
Today in Boston, a grand jury indicted his girlfriend, 21-year-old Inyoung from South Korea, for involuntary manslaughter. Authorities believe their year-and-a-half-long relationship was filled with mental, physical, and emotional abuse against the young man, and that other...
And this is heartbreaking stuff, because, dude, you're a dude. Like, seriously, like a spine would have had her at least respecting you, my guy. I mean, like, when I think of this, I think of the stories of, the females that like hit up on dudes and stuff like that, and you never expect a backlash to it. Never expect the man to strike them back, because we live in this society where, we laugh. We would straight up laugh, like, oh, your girl, like as a guy, I would straight up be clowning them, be like, bro, like, what are you doing? Why are you letting her, like, walk all over you like that? Like, come on, man, like, yo, nut up, bro. Like, and it's not a matter of wanting to, this isn't like toxic masculinity or anything else like that. It's just like, it's a psychological thing. And it's some wiring that was missed upon his route. Now, I can't speak for his upbringing. I can't speak for, the type of relationship he had with his parents or anything else like that. But if this was the only place he felt like he had to go, then, like, if her abuse was better than, his parents' indifference or anything else like that, then, my God, what kind of people are we bringing up here?
And others knew there was a problem. The victim and his family are from New Jersey.
The abuse was witnessed by family and classmates of both parties and documented extensively in text messages between Miss Yu and Mr. Urtula.
So nobody told him dip? Like, I mean, if I don't care who it is. If I'm watching my peoples get manhandled, male or female, I'm like, yo, bro, what are you doing? You definitely need to check that. And that's probably a big part of the reason why everybody fell off of him, because he's the dude. So they'd be like, yo, like, I mean, how are you allowing this to continue? I guess what everybody was expecting him to, like eventually take control of the situation when, unfortunately, the young man just wasn't built like that. Come on.
And in Mr. Urtula's journal entries.
Now, authorities say the girlfriend used cell phone GPS to track the victim to the garage that morning and was there when he jumped. Inyoung is now in Korea. The prosecutor determined to get her.
Oh, no. Say word.
Why switch to Fios now?
Okay, we're done with this. So she was even there when he... Oh, no. Somebody in his life should have got... If you're witnessing your family members go through this type of thing, somebody in your life needs to step up and say, hey, this is nonsense, cut it out. But, and damn it, he's from Jersey. So we lost another Garden State brother. This is sad. This is a real sad story. And, if you, like I said before, if you find yourself in this type of situation where, no good can come of it. If you find yourself with an abusive person, with somebody who feels like they can treat you like dirt, then remove yourself from that situation, by all means, because this is one of the saddest stories that I think I've covered on this channel. So, with that being said, we're gonna bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like. Dislike, go ahead, do that too. I ain't scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and want to give videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and BitChute and the like are the biggest fans of your boy over here on Speak. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I mean, this is just terrible. Like, she straight up pushed him to this. She knew she had that kind of power over him, and she flexed it. And I don't like anybody having, power over the next person and flexing it, and gender be damned. But you might feel differently. So that's why I have a comment section. Till the next one.